Imagine this, you've been working in a government job for over 15 years. You do the same work as permanent employees, but you're still classified as a temporary worker. Is that fair? The Supreme Court of India doesn't think so, and their recent rulings make that clear. In today's video, we'll break down a landmark judgment from the Supreme Court on employee regularization and what it means for thousands of temporary workers across India. Stay tuned till the end because we'll also discuss what you can do if your employer denies you the rights you deserve. Here's a summary of what we are going to discuss. First, permanent versus temporary status. Employees stuck in temporary jobs for decades. 2. Equal treatment. The Supreme Court insists that temporary employees performing permanent duties deserve the same benefits as permanent employees. 3. Case law precedents. Multiple rulings set a strong precedent for regularization. 4. Actions if denied rights. Steps to take if you are denied regular status by your employer. Let's explore these points in detail now. The Supreme Court has delivered multiple rulings confirming that temporary employees cannot be denied the same benefits as regular employees. One of the landmark judgments is State of Karnataka versus Umadevi, where the court addressed regularization of temporary employees who had worked for long periods. While this case initially held back regularization except under exceptional circumstances, recent rulings have significantly expanded on this principle. In the case of Amarkant Rai versus State of Bihar, the Supreme Court held that if an employee is appointed through a proper process and has served for a significant period, they cannot be denied regularization. Amarkant Rai had worked for 29 years as a librarian on an ad hoc basis, and the court ruled that if it would be unfair to deprive him of the benefits granted to a permanent employee. Justice Deepak Mishra observed an employee who has served continuously for several years in a sanctioned post should not be exploited on the pretext of being a temporary or casual employee. Their dedication and contribution should be rewarded through regularization. In the case of Ajaypal Singh versus State of Punjab, the Supreme Court reiterated that employees working for decades on a contractual or temporary basis should be granted regularization. In this case, Ajaypal Singh, a sanitation worker, had been working for 20 years under a temporary status. The court ruled in favor of his regularization, emphasizing that the nature of his work was permanent and there was no justification for withholding benefits that permanent workers enjoy. Justice Sanjay Kishan Kaul noted, a worker cannot be kept in a temporary status perpetually when the role they perform is permanent in nature. It is a violation of their rights. These cases send a clear message. If you are doing permanent work for years, you deserve permanent status. Here's what you should do if you find yourself stuck in a temporary role but performing permanent duties. First, know the laws. Familiarize yourself with the rulings mentioned in today's video, especially cases like Umadevi, Amarkant Rai and Ajaypal Singh. These judgments set a solid precedent. 2. Collect evidence. Keep detailed records of your employment history, including how long you've been working, your duties, and any communications from your employer about your temporary status. This will be crucial when presenting your case. 3. Consult a lawyer. Labor lawyers specializing in service law can provide you with the guidance needed to take legal action. They can help you file a case in the labor court or approach the High Court or Supreme Court if necessary. 4. File a case. If your employer refuses to regularize your employment despite your long service, you can file a writ petition in the High Court. As seen in Ajaypal Singh versus State of Punjab, such petitions can lead to favorable outcomes. The judiciary has shown a strong inclination to protect workers from being exploited under the guise of temporary contracts. Recently, in Ram Kumar versus State of Haryana, the Supreme Court addressed the issue of workers in public sector undertakings who have been kept on contractual roles for decades. The court directed that such workers should be regularized if they have been performing permanent duties. The court urged governments to stop exploiting workers by keeping them in precarious employment conditions for extended periods. Additionally, a similar ruling in Balram Singh versus State of Madhya Pradesh emphasized that employees working in core services that are essential to an organization's operations should not be left in a temporary or contractual status indefinitely. Let's quickly recap today's discussion. First, temporary employees performing permanent duties must be treated equally. 2. Landmark cases like Umadevi and Amarkant Rai set a precedent for regularization. 3. The Supreme Court continues to deliver rulings in favor of workers' rights. 4. If denied, legal recourse is available. So, know your rights and act. This judgment is a major win for temporary workers across India, and it reaffirms the importance of fair treatment in the workplace. If you think your rights are violated, don't hesitate to act. Thank you for watching. If you found this video helpful, please like, share and subscribe to our channel. Drop a comment if you have any questions or topics you'd like us to cover. See you next time. Bye.